So guys, over the past couple of weeks, everybody has been focused on the A.J. Brown rumors. Every single day it feels like there's another report, another team involved, another insider saying something different. And at first, I thought this was just the normal offseason drama. Big player, big contract, big rumors. That happens all the time in the NFL. But now, I'm starting to feel like this situation might actually be bigger than people realize. And with all these trade talks, it seems like the Eagles are quietly creating a new offensive identity. And when you look at insider reports, you understand someone is going to end up being the biggest winners from all of this. What's going on, Eagles? Welcome back to NFL Playbook Eagles. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and let's get into it. Okay, the Eagles beat reporter Jeff McLean just dropped the biggest report that the Eagles are building a completely new system under new offensive coordinator Sean Mannion. And what really stands out is the type of offense they're trying to put together, because this system is expected to take a lot of ideas from coaches like Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay.
So what does that actually mean? It means more motion before the snap, more play action, more plays from under center, more route combinations designed to help receivers get open naturally instead of asking them to win difficult one-on-one matchups every single play. And if you really think about it, this is something Eagles fans have wanted for a long time, because there were way too many moments over the last couple of seasons where the offense just looked stuck. Sometimes it felt like the entire play depended on A.J. Brown making some crazy catch outside with numbers or breaking tackles after the catch. And look, there's a reason that worked so often. A.J. Brown is one of the best wide receivers in football. The second he arrived in Philadelphia, the entire energy of this offense changed. Defenses started respecting the Eagles differently. The confidence around the team changed. He helped take this offense to another level. But defenses eventually adjust when they keep seeing the same style of offense over and over again. That's why these reports feel important. They just want to make it easier for the receivers now. And when you hear all these details about motion, spacing, timing, and route combinations, there's one player that immediately feels like the perfect fit for this offense, DeVonta Smith.
Because according to longtime NFL insider James Palmer, people around the league believe Smith is preparing himself for a much bigger role heading into 2026. Palmer said on the Up and Adams show that Smith has been a man possessed this offseason. And when you hear somebody say that about a player, you know they're hearing real stuff behind the scenes. Palmer also said Smith has been calling former elite receivers this offseason, asking questions about what it takes mentally to become the true number one option in an offense. So yeah, that tells you a lot about where his mindset is right now. This dude clearly wants more. He's not trying to stay just a WR2 beside A.J. Brown. He's preparing for a bigger role. And then Palmer revealed another huge detail. He said Nick Sirianni told him directly that the Eagles believe they've only scratched the surface with DeVonta Smith. That is a huge statement coming from people inside the team. Teams don't usually say stuff like that unless they really believe a player is ready for another level. And when you look at Smith's career so far, it makes complete sense why they feel that way. People forget how special this guy was before he even entered the NFL. This is a Heisman Trophy winner at Alabama, a national champion, one of the smoothest college receivers we've seen in years. And when he came into the league back in 2021, the biggest criticism was always his size. Everybody kept saying he was too skinny, too small, too light to dominate NFL corners consistently.
Smith already has multiple 1,000-yard seasons. He's had big playoff performances. He's made clutch catches in important moments. He's gone against elite corners and still produced. And somehow, even after all that, it still feels like he doesn't get the respect he deserves nationally because so much attention always goes toward A.J. Brown. Even last season, Smith quietly finished with more receiving yards than Brown. Smith had 1,008 yards, while A.J. finished with 1,003. And before people start saying A.J. missed games, there were stretches where Smith really looked like the more reliable receiver within the flow of the offense. Cleaner separation, better timing, more consistency underneath. And this is not disrespect toward A.J. Brown at all, but what makes this entire situation interesting is how perfectly this new offense sounds built for DeVonta Smith's skill set specifically. Because Smith wins differently. He wins with timing, quickness, route running, and natural separation. And in an offense built around motion and timing, those skills become even more dangerous because the system naturally creates more space for him. Think about it. Motion before the snap helps receivers avoid getting jammed at the line. Play action forces linebackers to hesitate for a second. Route combinations create confusion in coverage. Suddenly, a player like DeVonta Smith gets way more space to attack the middle of the field. And while these offensive changes are being discussed, the A.J. Brown trade rumors are getting louder. Usually, fake offseason rumors slowly disappear after a few weeks. This situation keeps growing every single week. Another insider report comes out. Another team gets linked to him. Another discussion happens about possible trade packages. Now, personally, I'm still not fully convinced A.J. Brown is definitely getting traded, but I do think the Eagles are preparing themselves for every possible outcome. And from Howie Roseman's side, this is smart business. If multiple teams are interested in A.J. Brown, you let the pressure build. You wait until after June 1st because of salary cap reasons. Then you see who's willing to give the best possible package. Because if A.J. Brown ever gets traded, it's not happening for a weak return. We're probably talking premium draft picks, extra assets, maybe even players included in the deal. That's why these next few months feel so important for this franchise. Because A.J. Brown means more to this team than just stats. He helped change the identity of the offense and unlock the best version of Jalen Hurts during that Super Bowl run. That chemistry between Hurts and A.J. was a huge reason this offense became so dangerous.
And another thing people are not talking about enough is how much this new system could help Jalen Hurts, too. Because one of the biggest criticisms around Hurts over the last couple of seasons has been people saying he struggles with timing throws or operating under center consistently. But then you hear analysts like Brian Baldinger breaking down film showing Hurts making successful play-action throws over the middle from under center, and suddenly you start wondering if maybe the old offense was limiting everybody more than fans realized. Maybe the Eagles believe this new offense can make life easier for everybody, especially DeVonta Smith and Jalen Hurts. And if that ends up happening, this offense could become way more balanced and unpredictable than what we've seen recently. And that's why I really believe DeVonta Smith is at the center of this entire conversation, because when you connect the offensive changes, the insider comments, the offseason work, and the growing A.J. Brown trade rumors together, it genuinely feels like the Eagles are preparing Smith for a much bigger role moving forward. So now I want to hear from you guys. Do you think DeVonta Smith is ready to become the true WR1 of this offense? And if the Eagles actually traded A.J. Brown for a massive package, would you trust this new offensive system enough to move forward with Smith as the centerpiece? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.